Hey everyone, I'm Selena Hill, and this is the new norm on Black Enterprise, sponsored by Cadillac. On today's episode, I have the honor to speak with legendary Grammy award winning producer and DJ Jazzy Jeff and Juanita Slappy, the head of multicultural marketing at Cadillac. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
We are charged to be here, pun intended.
Yes.
I love it. So, Cadillac recently partnered with Westbrook Media. That's the entertainment and media company co founded by Will and Jada Pinkett Smith to release a new series called Backstage on Genius in celebration of the 50th anniversary of hip hop and the launch of the all new Escalade IQ. Jeff, as the host of this series, please tell us more about it.
Oh my gosh. This was an amazing collaboration, especially being the 50th year of hip hop and with all of the celebrations. This amazing vehicle from Cadillac. Um, and really just diving into the history between hip hop and Cadillac, which is a very, very long history, from the beginning of hip hop. There's so many people who started off in hip hop that their granddad or their dad or their uncle had a Cadillac. Like that was our vehicle. My father was a very big Cadillac guy. I got pictures of me leaning on his Cadillac in front of my mom's house. So for to tie all of that together, and especially we're tying it together with the 50th year of hip hop, but we are also launching a first ever electric Cadillac, the Escalade IQ, is really a thrust into the future. And this has been amazing, just, the whole year, the whole collaboration and everyone coming together and just to be able to think of the relationship that my dad had with Cadillac. And now I have a relationship kind of like with the Jetsons of the Cadillac in the future. So this is amazing. I'm loving it.
That's amazing. Juanita, where did the idea behind Backstage come from?
First and foremost, the timing was just right to celebrate this moment. Music is such a universal language, and like the epicenter of Cadillac and music and culture. So working through our media agency, Kara, they vet our media engagement and they brought Westbrook to us and it was undeniable. You opened with Will and Jada and Jeff, and you talk about icons. The Escalade is an icon for the Cadillac brand. The people we work with and we interviewed. So it was this beautiful symbiotic relationship. But like Jeff talked about, yes, this is your grandfather, father's Cadillac, but the people we interviewed in the spot, their grandfathers. Like it's the new evolution and looking forward to how we've matured, how we've grown, and how we've scaled. I mean, from
Hmm.
Will and Jeff, right? From starting in hip hop to scaling a business, a media
Yes.
entity, and then Cadillac helping drive that narrative in such a positive and cultural way. It was something that our whole team across the enterprise was excited about. And when we saw the content and meeting Jeff in person and sharing stories, everybody has a Cadillac story. So this was something that we know had to be told on and off the wax.
Yep.
And what I love about the series, so Jeff, as the host, he's sitting down with hip hop legends, Big Boy from Outkast, MC
Hmm.
Light, and they're talking to us about their journey in hip hop, but also the relationship hip hop has had with Cadillac, which is such a beautiful thing. And I wanted to ask, how are you guys able to keep Backstage authentic to hip hop and authentic to Cadillac?
Well, I think the one of the interesting things is no one was coerced into this. Like Cadillac has been there from day one. Like it wasn't, someone kind of did research. I had a navy blue Cadillac Escalade, with rims and a system. Big Boy had a Cadillac Escalade. We started getting picked up to go to shows in a Cadillac Escalade. So it was this very strange magnet that drew everybody together, that when you started thinking about it, it's kind of like, Cadillac has pretty much been a part of my life since I can remember. That I took the baton from my father and ended up buying my own Cadillac. Like, one of the first things that I did was, as soon as the spot came out, I went straight to my mom's house and I showed it to my mom, and my mom started crying, because my mom was like, your dad would be so proud that you took the baton, and this is so authentic. Like, this wasn't, this wasn't someone saying, hey, you should do this. It was kind of like, no, this fits like a glove.
Yeah, it definitely felt good.
Juanita, what are your thoughts about, again, making sure that it was authentic? Like, Jeff just gave a great story about how Cadillac has been part of his family, and part of his life, and just as rich almost as hip hop. What was it that you did, or how was Cadillac intentional about making sure that the series was authentic?
Celebrating those who've always celebrated and drove us in every way. I'm very fortunate to work at a company that is celebrated not just for these cultural moments, but every day. That we're a choice and a decision that you take pride in. You feel a certain way when you pull up in a Cadillac or get behind the wheel or in and out of. So for the team, I must say it was an honor and privilege to recognize all of those, especially in music and hip hop, that talk about, I don't want to recite rhymes. There are many, but slamming Cadillac doors. You know what I mean? They know who they are. So from a brand perspective, to Jeff's point, you couldn't extrapolate the two. So for us, it was like, we see you, and there's so much value in being seen and heard. And when you look at where we've gone in music, I'm just fortunate to be a part of the whole connection from Westbrook to Kira to the brand and the icons that have made the Escalade and Cadillac iconic.
Absolutely. I mean, when we talk about, again, the deep history hip hop has with Cadillac, first things that come to mind: Ludacris's Southern Hospitality, David Banner's Cadillac on 22s, to Rich Boy's Throw Some D's. How can you talk about, Jeff? Can you talk about, again, the connection Cadillac has with the culture, and how has it been able to remain so relevant and celebrated in hip hop?
Well, like I said, it being organic, no one told any of these people to put that in their song. Like, that was natural. That was, you rap about what you see. You rap about what's in your area. You rap about what's a part of your culture. And, like I said, I think that the part that I think so many of us didn't realize until we got older is Cadillac has been with us before we even knew it. Like, I guarantee you, every last one of these people that put that in that lyric rode in the center of a Cadillac between their mom and dad or their aunt and uncle. This is who we are as a culture. So it was so natural that, when I started doing the research, I was kind of like, Jesus Christ, I don't know if there's ever been a vehicle mentioned more than Cadillac in hip hop. Naturally, oh man, you can't beat that.
And even when you did your interview with Big Boy, Jeff, and you asked him to recite his verse from Bombs Over Baghdad, obviously he's mentioning Cadillac. Like, it's just, I think it's almost so organic that we may not have even known how many times it's been mentioned, how much we've been rapping and reciting these lyrics around Cadillac.
Yes. I mean, it was, like I said, it was eye-opening. Like, I knew it, but once I started to do the research, I was like, Jesus Christ, like, you could literally put together a Cadillac mixtape of all of these artists that have made these songs referencing Cadillac. And there's nothing like authentic representation. No one is twisting anybody's arm. And it was the same thing. Big Boy and I had an off the cuff conversation, just talking about how beautiful this truck was. How much we just kind of like, like it was a joke, but Big Boy saying, get Cadillac on the phone. He was dead serious. it's kind of like, yo, I like, oh my God, like this is one of the most beautiful pieces of machinery that I've ever seen.
Mm.
That, and you're a part of launching this. This has been a part of your family. Like, I can't tell you all of the connections that, all of this in Cadillac and hip hop, have definitely had to me.
Mm.
And I'm sure to Big Boy, to MC Light, that was probably one of the most authentic conversations
Mhm.
that you had.
So many.
Amazing. Juanita, as we just mentioned, Cadillac has been celebrated in hip hop for so long.
Mhm.
Why was it important for Cadillac to now celebrate hip hop as we have reached the 50th anniversary?
Because it goes deeper than music. I mean, artists have made songs that are a part of our life, and just so when I got my first Cadillac myself, I played Rich Boy before I pulled off. I checked all my mirrors and the seatbelt. It's just something that you have to do. And before we are whatever our respective vocation, we're consumers. So
Yeah.
it's natural to want to celebrate the loyalists, and when people see value in your product, whether they're driving your product, riding in your product, celebrating your product, and then when you take it up a notch, that you mention it because of just point you rode in one, the fact that Cadillac is synonymous with the adjective. You want the Cadillac experience of whatever vertical that you're in. It just was right not only for the moment, but to our consumer. Music is such a universal language. So to communicate across that, and then just the comments under Jeff posting, Will posted it, Jada posted it, Big Boy, MC Light, it's the celebration and the connection. And we said it feels like a reunion of sorts. It feels like we're telling those stories of, I think Big Boy shared, only going to church. I'm fortunate enough to know the brand that I work for and drive can take you from picking you up when you're first born, because it's a celebrated occasion, to a wedding. I remember my grandfather giving my brother the keys to the Cadillac for prom, right? It's such an institutional celebratory moment. Even when you think of the second line in New Orleans and the Cadillac hearse, I mean, what other brand can celebrate with you across all of these moments? And it's
Mm.
special. So this, like anything else, it was the right thing to do, and people take notice, and we appreciate it.
That's amazing. I'm so glad you brought up all of those moments, because like you said, Cadillac is such a staple in the culture. And now moving forward, we have the new Escalade IQ. That's the first ever all electric Cadillac SUV. Can you talk about how just the future of Cadillac and its relationship with hip hop moving forward?
Absolutely. I mean, we care where our consumers go. I mean, in the opening of the spot, we were talking about just vinyl, right? You have the space in the front, and then it's very spacious on the inside with the captain seating. You have the OLED screen that's 55 inches across, because not only for your entertainment, but we also want you to enjoy and be safe while doing so. We have Super Cruise. We know that in the West Coast area that we're adopting hands-free driving. One of our missions from a GM perspective is it safety first, zero emissions. We care about our environment. So we put together a vehicle that can not only transport you, but it can do so in style, technology, and innovation. We have a lot of first evers inside the vehicle that Jeff, Big Boy, and MC Light saw firsthand. And it's just the beginning as our product portfolio within Cadillac grows, from our Lyric that we launched, our Celestic, and now the Escalade IQ. So we are poised for a charged road ahead for everyone to be safe and enjoy the ride.
And now, Jeff, you got an exclusive sneak peek. You got to sit in the Escalade IQ. Talk about, what did you love it? Tell us about how you felt in the car.
That was an understatement. Me being a gadget person,
Mm.
this is probably the most technology that I've ever seen in a vehicle. Um, and with the 450-mile range and charging, which is amazing, because we all kind of live our lives through our cell phones. That now electric vehicles are the same thing. You go in the house, you plug it up just like you plug your phone up. And to be able to get 450 miles, I'm sitting here saying I can pretty much drive from New York to DC and back and still have, a charge left. So, but the technology, it was the arguably the most beautiful machine that I seen.
Mm.
And it was really hard because I'm trying to do a job, but I'm touching stuff and I'm looking at stuff and I'm asking questions and I'm looking at the wheels and I'm looking at how much space. Like I'm already anticipating that I'm kind of like, okay, so I can put my luggage here, I can put my records here, and I can do this, and then I can sit in the car and every bell and whistle that it had from the sound system with I forgot how many speakers.
AKG 40, up to 40 speakers. Yeah.
AKG sound system,
Yep.
and it's 40 speakers in the car, which means somebody knows how important sound is when you're driving someplace. So I definitely appreciate it, but I was blown away. I was blown away. Couldn't take any pictures. Couldn't tell
Yeah.
anybody. And I'm just everybody's asking, and I'm just shaking my head like I've never seen anything like this. And wait till you see it.
Wow, very impressive. Juanita, why is it that you think the Escalade IQ will resonate with hip hop fans and lovers once it comes out next year?
It's an icon. It's an OG. It's a staple. To your point about what we rhyme about beyond Cadillac, we can drill down from a data perspective, and people rhyme about the Escalade, right? Like, so something that's been so celebrated is grown up. It has a bolder
Mm-hmm.
stance. It has the smart technology and innovation. So a vehicle that meets and it can exceed your needs is something that is in demand. I mean, we've seen other sedans perhaps, but this is a full size luxury SUV
Yeah.
that is electric. So right there, Escalade continues to set the bar. And like Jeff said in the opening, things that can escalate your career, things that give you ease. Cadillac, we're more than an automotive company. We're a lifestyle brand. So this
Mm-hmm.
is just furthering that point to make sure that you feel and arrive in the level of style and luxury that only Cadillac can do.
Oh,
I've
I love
I've
that.
done I've done a few 50th anniversary of hip hop celebrations, and I'm here to tell you that I probably received more comments about the Cadillac ad
Oh,
than the hip hop celebrations. Like people were just like, "Oh my God, that is absolutely awesome!" But once again, that's authentic. That's real. That's people speaking their truth.
I love it. And, speaking of the anniversary of hip hop, Jeff, again, you are a pioneer, a pioneering hip hop DJ. Grammy award winning, the first rap duo to win a
that's
Grammy ever. What does 50 years of hip hop mean to you?
I never Not that I never thought we would get here. I never thought about it.
hmm
You never thought about it, and especially it is special to me because I remember when we were fighting for it to stay. I remember when people were trying to say this was a fad and this wasn't going to be around next year. And you fight for things that you love. Like this was something that we love to do, and we fought for that. We fought to show that this was a viable art form. So to realize that we are celebrating the 50th year of this art form that is arguably the biggest art form on the planet, the
Hmm.
most impactful art form on the planet, um, is amazing. This is I looked forward to this year, and this year is exceeding the expectation, with the celebrations because hip hop is celebrated from old to young. It's celebrated from somebody like Grandmaster Flash, who is 66, who is arguably the reason why I DJ, to me influencing a 16-year-old who's just learning how to DJ now. Um, you appreciate this. You want to pass that baton on, like the baton of Cadillac was passed on to
Yep.
me. It's my job to pass that baton of hip hop on to somebody younger.
Juanita, for you, what does 50 years of hip hop mean?
Oh my goodness, a love language, a celebration. That first beat drop, the DJ can literally save your life. Um, from an automotive standpoint, that your car can be your own personal sound booth.
Mm,
So to be able to be a part of culture from that way, like to be in it and of it, is something that's so deep. I told Jeff when we met, in person, is meeting an icon and somebody who I've grown up with, and I wanted to celebrate. So to give him, Big Boy, MC Light, everyone who's been doing this, and with the audacity that we belong, I just wanted to give them their proverbial roses to say thank you from myself, right? As a hip hop head groomed by my brother, but also from a brand perspective. So it's just a beautiful moment.
Amazing. And before we wrap up, Jeff, when we think about some of the defining moments in hip hop, we think about your fight when you and Will Smith boycotted the Grammys. When you were the first to win a Grammy, that really defined hip hop. Can you talk about how that fight felt in that moment? And do you feel satisfied today?
The funny thing, we weren't fighting. We didn't realize what we were. I don't want to say we didn't realize what we were fighting for. We didn't realize the impact. We were fighting because something was wrong. We weren't fighting because we thought that we were going to save hip hop or 50 years down the line. It was just like, okay, this is something that we like to do, and someone is telling us that we shouldn't do it or it shouldn't be here. And we were kind of like, no, give it its just due. We're not asking for anything extra. We're just asking to be included. That at the point in time when they were trying to boycott the Grammys, hip hop was arguably the number 3 selling music on the planet. And I'm kind of like, no disrespect to any other genre of music, but you're trying to show 10 of those categories, but you won't show one of ours. And that's not right. And we're not, I'm not here. But being honest, so much of that was I fought to get here. And my mom is watching, and you trying to tell me that my mom's not going to see me on television? Oh no, we're going to fight for that. But to look at how that kind of turned the tables around and made people kind of look at it a little bit different to get to this point, there's nothing that anyone can say. So there is a chip on my shoulder at the fact that I fought for something that deserved to be here, and it's been proven, and that's why I'm celebrating hard.
As you should.
As you should. And thank you for that, Jeff. Juanita, I know we do have to wrap up, so I'll give you the last word. Any final thoughts again on hip hop, Cadillac, and that connection, and the Escalade IQ?
I'm thankful that we picked up that phone when Big Boy said, get Cadillac on the phone to birth the spot. And now we even called it the anthem that he wrote for us with Organized Noise, produced and led creative direction by Spike DDB, another icon led by Spike Lee. I mean, just when you think about the magnitude of how special this was, and to Jeff's point, I mean, as soon as Jeff brought him out and looked at the tires, they started going in. A lot of stuff we can't even put it in the video. But I just want to say Cadillac is a brand that listens and sees and values you, and this is just a testament to that. And people like Big Boy, Southern Playlist and Cadillac Style Funky Music, that right there. So for him to come 50 years later, drop some bars about the car that he wrote about back in 92, it's a beautiful feeling to see and hear.
Amazing. Again, the Escalade IQ comes out 2024. DJ Jazzy, Jeff, thank you so much for your time today and your contributions to the culture. You are a pioneer and an icon. Thank you so much. Juanita as well. We appreciate everything you're doing for Cadillac and the culture as well. Thank you.